Good afternoon. Welcome to the Inspiring Inkin Facebook page. I'm Amanda Fowler. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday. I'm normally here on a Tuesday. Wednesday, the 4th of August. And today is part 2 of 3 mini catalogue, July to December. Amanda calls it autumn winter catalogue launch. Did I say everything? I think I did. So if you're here, could you say hello? That would be lovely. And if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the replay and you're not on Facebook, so if you're watching it on YouTube or on my blog, I'm afraid you won't be able to see the comments, but I'll be kind of reading them out as we go along. So don't worry too much about that. I've got some new products to show you. I've got 3 cards to make using my favourite stamps and dies in the autumn winter catalogue. And yeah, so how are we? How are we today on this fine Wednesday? Let me know what you've been doing or what you're up to this week, and I will kind of catch you up with my world. So today I have mostly been sorting out holidays and adventures and cancelling things and rebooking things and being on hold, and I'm kind of, I don't know, you know how when you think you've got something straight and organised and then it's not? That's kind of how we've been today. So yeah, I'm excited because I think what we want to do is coming off, but we'll have to wait and see till all the emails come through later. I'm not really trying to be cryptic. I'm just talking about holidays and adventures. And it's always a good thing for me to say, actually, because I'm always live on a Tuesday. There may be some weeks that a video goes live instead of me being live, but there will always be something for you to see at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. So let's check that I am live where I should be. That would be a good start, wouldn't it? Do you like my t-shirt? I don't know whether you can actually read it. It says live a happy life. It's something we should all do. So let's see. I've got my peppermint tea. I've got stuff to see. I've got projects to make. I do think I'm here. So let's have a look. Good afternoon, Jen. Good to see you too. Hello, everyone. Jen, did you get my message, my email over the weekend? Did it make any sense? Let me know. Roz, good afternoon. Jen and Roz are saying hello to everybody because, you know, we are a crafting family and we just all gather and we hang out together. Hello, Anne and Jackie. She's saying hello to crafty friends. She made the first craft along card today. Awesome. Awesome. So was that the most recent craft along, Jackie? The plentiful plants bloom where you're planted. Bloom where you're planted product suite. Hello, Daphne as well. Right, I've got my peppermint tea. Janet's dropped in as well. So let's talk about new products. And before the catalogue launched, I asked all my crafty friends whether they preferred cute images and things for their Christmas cards or whether they preferred traditional. And in this new catalogue, hang on, let me just, in this one, there is quite a lot of both. And it was this particular product suite that I was kind of interested to see what people thought about. So it's called Sweet Stockings, and it's on page 30 and 31 in that autumn winter catalogue. And I've got all the products to show you. Which is fab. I think I've got them all. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've got them all. Sometimes I don't get everything, but I have this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all of the products in the suite so you can have a good old look, and then we're going to make some cards. Not using the suite, we're going to use something else. But the reason I wanted to show this to you is for those of you who do the craft along, this is the product suite that we're using in October. Yeah, I'm sure it's October. So you will be getting some of these products in your craft along kit in October. So that's for orders placed in September, or if you book the kit in September. So let's, I'll keep the catalogue here just in case you want to know how much things are. I've got so much stuff on my desk. It's a bit crackers, really. So I'm going to move some of my little baskets. Let me just, oh, I don't know, can you see? So I need to do a video, don't I, on how I prep to showcase things for you. But I have these little baskets. Some of them, like these, are hard, some of them are bendy. And everything that I need for one particular card or project is in that basket. So I just pull it and get everything. So when I'm prepping, I kind of, you know, have cards and ink pads and stamps already on blocks. So it works for me. It works for me because everything's contained then, and I don't lose things. No, that's not true. That's me telling a big fat fib, really. I lose things all the time, but I am less likely to lose things if they're contained in a little basket. And it looks cute, and it's easy for me to transport it up and down the stairs. So how many of you are messy crafters? That's a really good question. How many of you are tidy? You know, you finish your crafting and you put everything away. How many of you are like my husband, Brian? He makes the most amazing things. He makes tables, and he can turn his hand to woodworking and metalworking and building. He rebuilt our boundary wall, for instance. Yeah, he can do all sorts of things like that. And when he's finished, before he finishes for the day, everything is back. I can ask him for any tool in his garage and he will know exactly where it is. Me, not so much. Mostly I know where things are, but if I haven't put it away in the right place, I might not know where it is. Sound like a disaster, don't I? But, you know, I think it's the creative in me. But then he's a creative because he can build things too. It's just I'm messy, really. I think. Confession time. Yeah, messy crafter. And I don't know, I like the chaos on my desk when I'm working. I like to see it all spread out and, oh yes, I'll use that, no, use that. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Ooh, good. That's fine, Jen. So long as it's arrived. Emails are, I don't know, sometimes they just don't get where they're supposed to go. Brilliant. So Jackie's been working on the Bloom Where You're Planted product suite, and that's lovely. Hello, Julie. Hello, Janet. She's saying beautiful weather. Thank you, Janet. Hello, Lynn. Ross saying she's loving this week. Good afternoon, Jan and Lorraine. Very warm in Poole. Ah, so I'm in short sleeves and shorts again. No socks again today. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So Anne says she usually tidies away after crafting, but she's very untidy whilst she's crafting. Roz says that she's very messy because she has multiple projects on the go at once. Janet's saying she's very messy. She made the tote bag from the craft along. I love that tote bag. I'm designing some bigger ones and littler ones for a video coming up. But she got so much ink in the wrong places. Oh, bless you. She had to stick leaves all over to cover it up. Yeah, but that's awesome, isn't it? Because actually that'll make it a designer bag with leaves on it. Hi, Janice. I'm so looking forward to seeing you and the rest of the girls in September. Jan's messy as well. Am I doing these as a catch up on email? Like, yes, Jan, I am. So what happens with these videos, so they'll always stay on Facebook, so you can always watch them on Facebook on the replay, but they'll all go onto my blog and onto YouTube. So yesterday's will go on my blog and YouTube this afternoon, hopefully. We'll see. And then Thursday and Friday. And Wednesdays will go on Thursdays and Thursdays will go on Friday. That's the plan. Today hasn't exactly gone to plan, so it might go up in the morning. It will just very much depend on how the rest of my day pans out. So there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, turn the camera around, give you a close-up of these products, and then we'll get crafting. So let me cover you over and turn you around with my lovely blue post-it note. Right, okay, so you have got a stamp set and dies, felt, decorative dots, grosgrain ribbon, and the papers. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to show the accessories first. So I'm going to bring this actually up. Ooh, that is not straight. Hang on. Hang on. Ooh, that's just weird. Ooh. Hopefully that's straight now. Right, so this is grosgrain ribbon. It's Pool Party, and it's not a bright white and it's not vanilla. So it's one of those really clever colours that means that you can put it with white cardstock or vanilla cardstock, either way. So this is the test, isn't it? Amanda's test with ribbon. Does it tie a nice bow that kind of holds its shape and is poofy? And the answer is yes, it does. Look. There you go. So it just sits beautifully. So that works really, really well. So that's the ribbon. These are the matte decorative dots. So what colours are they? So Cherry Cobbler, Bumblebee, Old Olive, and Evening Evergreen. So there are 5 rows and they're like an ombre effect. And you can see that probably more clearly actually here with the Old Olive. So you've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 bigger ones, 15 medium, and 15 diddly. That's like technical term. So yeah, so that's really cool. But they're matte, they're not shiny. So let me take them out of the packet, because I mean they're saying they're matte, but you know, they are reflecting the light, but they're very nice. I like a dot. Dots are good. Spots and dots are very cool. Right, I'm never going to be able to get that back in the bag while I'm on camera. So, felt. Da, da, da. Felt is cool. So this is these are 6 inches by 12 inches, and you get 4 sheets. So again, so the colours in here is bumblebee, white, cherry cobbler, and old olive. And it's a really nice thick weight of felt. Then you've got the stamps, and this is so cute. So you've got a dog and a cat, and I think that's a hamster. It could be a guinea pig, but I think it's a hamster. So you've got presents as well, and your different stockings, some greetings, and a variety of little images, and a Santa hat as well. And then these are the dies. And there is a mountain of dies here. So you've got dies that cut out the stockings and the leaves and the Santa hat and the creatures. But then you've got sort of additional things like a bow, holly, and berries. You've also got this. It's like a pocket almost, that's got stitched edges. You've got these 2 pieces, which are like the stocking topper and the heel, and that's for the toe. And it's got the stitched bits on it. So you can kind of build up your stockings. Super cute. Just a really lovely set. So the bundle price is £44. So, you know, if you loved this and perhaps added some dots, that would be the equivalent of getting a celebration item for free, because it's £45. So here is the paper. So you've got stockings. Oh, let me move that up a bit. Stockings and stars. You've got cats, goldfish, and a cute little terrier in a Christmas jumper and some baubles. And then you've got stripes. This one, I think this is one of my favourite patterns. This is Christmas lights. It's got blue on the back. We like that. And a bit of sort of cross hatching. This one makes me laugh. So you've got, I think it's a cat with a wreath around its neck, but it could be a dog. And you've got a very unhappy cat. Let's zoom in on that unhappy cat. Most cats I know would be unhappy about having reindeer ears. And then you've got a little budgie there with a Christmas card. Millions of tiny, tiny cats and dogs and mice and all sorts of grumpy cats. And lovely pattern. That'll cut out beautifully for stockings. And then a very happy puppy. This is the last one. A very happy puppy tangled in Christmas lights, which is a little bit dangerous, it has to be said. And a cat in a box. Every cat I've ever met loves a box. And a little mouse carrying a present and some dots. So, super excited about the projects I'm designing for you guys for the October craft along. Those papers are amazing. So yesterday I told you what my favourite stamp set was in the catalogue. Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember? I'm just going to move my catalogue out of the way because I just turned it to that page so you can't see it. Hello, Stella. Lovely to see you. Oh, Lorraine's saying she's messy whilst she's crafting, but tidy afterwards. Okay. Right. So, let's start now. I have to... I was about to say I have to do card number 2 first, but I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm going to do something else instead. Da-da-da. I'm waiting to see if anyone has written down what my favourite stamp set is. And I'll just show you an embossing folder whilst I'm waiting to see if you've remembered. Because I can. So this embossing folder, the lovely Craft Along people in August actually got a sneak peek of this. This is on page 55, which is, it's this one. It's called Time Worn Type. And I love this. And I don't know, I'll bring it up to see if you can see. So it's kind of bumpy and text, and yeah, it's super cool. Just when you're using it, make sure that the words are the right way up, because it's quite a broken pattern, you can stick it down and not notice. But when you do notice that it's upside down, it will really, really annoy you. So there you go. Oh, you see, Jackie knows. Hello, Scylla. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Zaina. Zaina, where are you from? Karen was paying attention too. Gorgeous leaves. Yeah, this. It's so cool and I love it. So this is what I'm going to be using today. I've got 3 quick cards, lovely cards, and I'm going to show you the dies and the leaves and everything. So let's pull in the stamps first. I'm going to just show you the stamps first. Now, these stamps are really detailed, particularly this splat, when you'll see me using this later. And just with the one colour of ink, because of the way the rubber on the stamp is actually etched, you get different tones. It's amazing. And these 3 tiddly widdly little leaves, great for backgrounds and things. I just love it. Okay, so, and these are the dies, but I'll come back to the dies in a minute. So what I have got is a crumb cake card, very vanilla card, Old Olive, crumb cake ink, Old Olive ink, and the happy birthday from Peaceful Moments. Well, you know, I'm sure I haven't used it for about 3 hours. So I'm using it again. So yeah, it's the happy birthday. So that's cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm using the wood grain stamp, and I'm actually going to be over stamping with the leaf. So I'm going to use like a second generation stamp. So I'm going to stamp it off and stamp it down. And this is one of the things that I say all the time. You know, you've got one colour of ink, but you've got two or probably three variations of that colour, depending on the ink, because you can stamp off and it will give you different tones. So, you know, sometimes you might want a slightly paler ink or a slightly darker ink. Play around with the stamping off. Good morning, Kathy Jean. How is Canada today? So look at this. Look, maple leaf. Perfect timing, Kathy. There we go. So, I'm using the maple leaf and I am stamping that right over the top. I'm going to put a happy birthday down here at the bottom. And that is my card finished. Well, it will be in a minute when I've stuck it all together. Oh, right. It's warm. Warm in Canada, apparently. It's actually quite warm here. So let's layer this up. So I'm layering it on to a piece of early espresso, 3 by 4 inches, I think. Yeah, 3 by 4, and that's 1/4 of an inch smaller. So it's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to layer it here on that time-worn piece. And let's just stamp that leaf there. Look, it's so pretty. So I am sure if you've seen any of my projects before, you'll know that I almost always, I didn't yesterday, but almost always use coloured card blanks. And I always like to put a vanilla or a whisper white or basic white layer on the inside. There are a couple of reasons for it, and I'm not always sure that I share those reasons. The first is it gives you somewhere nice to write, and it means that you have somewhere else to decorate, which is always a good thing. But it also helps stabilize the card, because we often put lots of layers and things on the front. If you've got nothing here and it's just one layer at the back, your card can be top heavy and topple over. So by putting an extra piece here, that really helps. And actually, if you've got something that's particularly heavy and you've got lots of layers, put a double mount on here. So, you know, put another colour and then a white or a vanilla layer. Or consider even putting something on the back, just so that your card doesn't topple over. Right, so I'm going to put this beautiful embossed layer on. I'm using Tombow, it's multi-purpose glue. It's my favourite glue ever. But it's got latex in it. So if you have a latex allergy, please don't buy this. But I love it because it sticks quickly and it's very forgiving. So I can move things around. So I'm just going to put that there. Then saying it's not too bad where she is as well. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for joining me and my crafty friends today. There we go. Ta-da! Card's finished. So really simple, stylish card with a little bit of embossing. And I love texturing cards and just a little bit of stamping. Okay. So that's just using the card, the stamps. What I do want to show you is the dies. And I'm kind of rummaging now in my baskets to find out what I've done with the die cuts. Here they are. I had them, I knew I had them. So let's just get the dies out and I'll show you. So there are 12 dies in this set. So you've got these 3, which cut out the 3 leaves, the stamped images for the leaves. You've then got this twig or branch or tree, whichever one you want to call it, and that cuts out that piece. And then you've got the beautiful detailed images. So you've got the maple leaf. Honestly, I'm not very good with leaves, so I'm not sure exactly what these are called. Apart from, I know that's a maple. So you've got 3 bigger leaves, and then you've got 2 of that sort, and they're kind of opposites. Can you see they curve? They curve opposite way. You've got this little tiny one, and then you've got 2 of that. Oh, is that the other way up? That way up. Yeah. So you've got 2 of those as well, and they kind of curve. So they're opposites of each other as well. And you'll see how beautifully they work on a card. So let me pop those in there. And I love it that, you know, the dies obviously work with the stamps, obviously, but the reality is that you could just have the dies if you just need some detailed dies, detailed leaf dies. That would be good too. So let's get got lots of colours for this card. So we've got Cajun Craze, early espresso, pumpkin pie, crushed curry. I've got art gallery. I'm using the happy birthday. So this is a Cajun Craze card blank. And I've got an early espresso layer. And then I've got some shimmery white card. Not that. That's vanilla. Oh, no, it's not. It is shimmery white. And I'll hold it up to the camera. Sometimes it picks it up. Sometimes it doesn't. It'll be better once there's ink on it. But this card has got like a very subtle shimmer in it. Again, it's like the ribbon earlier. It's kind of vanilla, but it'll work with white as well. This card is my preferred card for doing any kind of water-based work. So if I am putting water on something, if I'm watercolouring or doing the technique that I'm about to show you, then I will always work with shimmery white card. It's my favourite. Okay, so what I've got are some blocks. So these are acrylic blocks, and I'm sure you're going to ask me how big they are. So 1 3/4 inches ish. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ink up the block. So there's no stamp on it. I'm just inking the block. And then I'm going to spritz it with water. And I'm going to do 2 spritzes. And then I'm going to stamp it onto my card. So because I'm going to have 3 panels, I am going to work on the center panel first, okay, which happens to be pumpkin pie. So I've inked it up, and I'm going to have to do this. Hang on, let me move that out of the way. I was going to say I'm going to have to do this off camera. I'm not. I will do the others off camera, but potentially what happens is you'll get overspray of the water. So I've spritzed it twice, so you can see it's quite wet. Just going to put my piece of card down, and I'm going to put the block in the middle-ish, and I'm just going to press it down for a second, and the ink and the water will transfer. Now I'm just going to leave that there whilst I do the others. And these ones I am gonna move away from the camera. And now if you've only got 1 block, obviously you can just do this one at a time, but what I want you to see is you need to leave it. So can you, oh, I'm really hoping that the camera's picking this up. Hang on, let me bring it. Ooh, bring it up. Can you see that the ink, it's sort of drying underneath? And what will happen is you'll get to a point where you don't need the block there anymore because it will have all transferred. So let me pop this one down as well. Okay, so I'm not going to make you patiently wait, but I will come back to this in a minute. So I'm going to pop that over there. Whilst I work on what I did earlier. How cool is that? So you can see that you've got the transfer of ink, you've got splatty bits, and you know, I've got a really good depth of colour there. Depends how much ink you've got in your ink pad, and you know how much water you put on as to kind of how soft the colour is, but just love it. Okay, so my happy birthday. So I'm just going to stamp that down there at the bottom. And then I'm using this longer leaf. And I'm going to stamp it on this one. And this one. And this is why I've had to wait. I've had to do one in advance. Because if I had gone onto these images with that early espresso ink, because they're all water-based, it would just run. And then I've die cut this leaf. Again in early espresso, and it's just going to go over the top like that. So I'm going to get a bit of cardstock. Honestly, I've got stuff everywhere. My And I still haven't brought my silicone mat upstairs. I need to do that. So I've just squirted a little bit of Tombow ink here onto this card, so I can just dab the die cut in. Of course, we've got some sheets of adhesive, and you could use those instead when you're die cutting. That works really, really well. But this works well too. And actually, I'll leave that for a second because I'll need that for the next card. So again, super simple card. And I just need, pop that down. Just need this leaf to stamp it again for the inside. So that's those layers. So I can put that away. Zaina's asking if Tombow has latex in it. Yes, Zaina, it does. Yeah, it's a latex-based glue. It's rubber. It's a latex glue. So if you've got a latex allergy, don't use it. Okay, so before I assemble that one, let me just bring these bits back in so I can just show you how you kind of finish this off. So some of them will dry really quickly. And you just need a piece of kitchen roll just to clean it off. Sometimes, like this one, that's still a little bit wet. So you can leave it like that if you want to, or you can just dab it just to dry it off. And it kind of depends how much water you've sprayed on it, how juicy your ink pad is. So you can see that's quite a big blob there, and I don't want that to kind of stay as darker. So I'm just going to dab that. There we go. And then I would just put that on a sunny windowsill or leave it for a little while. It needs to dry thoroughly before you over stamp it. Let me just check. Yeah, you're right, Zaina. It doesn't say that in the catalogue. What I'll do, Zaina's just said that it doesn't say in the catalogue that it's got latex in it. So I will put that in as a recommendation for stamping up. We have an email address that we can send corrections and things to, and I will raise that with them. It's just something I've always talked about because I do know that latex allergies are quite common. So there we go. Right, so let's assemble this card. Hi, Gillian. Thanks for joining us. There we go. Let's just stick that one down. So that is 2 cards. Got 1 more to go. Ooh. Let's just move that. See, this is why I love Tombow, because when you stick it down one key, you can lift it up and move it. let's just follow that. So that is your second card. That's one, that's two. And then for my third and final card, I decided to go pink, which, as many of you know, is not necessarily my normal colour preference. But there is method in my madness. So it's pink and purple actually. So I've got Rich Razzleberry and Blushing Bride. I've got the Splatty stamps and those super cute little ones. And I've got some additional products to show you. So, you know how you go through the catalogue a million times and you don't actually necessarily always notice everything that's in there? I am sure I am not the only one. Well, there are a couple of things that I thought you needed to know about. So let me find it in the catalogue. And this is the annual catalogue, not the autumn winter catalogue. So the first thing is this here. It's called Simply Elegant Trim. And it's gold and silver thread. But it's thick and it's strong, but it's not stretchy. So, you know, sometimes with these cords and things, they're stretchy. This isn't. Ties beautiful bows. It's really lovely. I haven't yet decided whether or not I'm using that on the card, but you needed to see it. And this, and it's like tucked away in the catalogue, so tiny you can barely see it. So it's on page 135 and it's called Gold and Rose Gold 6x6 Metallic Specialty Paper. It's £4.75 and you get 8 sheets, 4 of the gold and 4 of the rose gold. And this is the rose gold. And it's, honestly, I don't know how to describe it. It's like really posh wallpaper that you got in the 1970s, which is probably not selling it, is it? But it's like linen texture, but it's super smooth. It's just beautiful. So that's the rose gold, and that's the gold version. It's just amazing. It's just beautiful. And this isn't Vegas gold, okay? So this isn't in your face gold. This is much more subtle than that, but it's so pretty. Hence the pink, you see, because, you know, rose gold and gold's pink. And I couldn't resist playing about with the mermaid paper, which is celebration paper, and we've talked about this an awful lot as well, because I just thought, well, you know, if you're going to have sparkle, then you might need all the sparkle. So I haven't decided which way round I'm going with these colours. And I need smaller layers. They're too big. Okay, I need my trimmer. So was it just me that hadn't seen that gold paper? Was one of my team made a card and I went, oh, that's really pretty. Where did you get that paper from? And she went, in the catalogue. So da, 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 da. Whoa. Let me get some grid paper. So I am going to go with the rich razzleberry and stamp that down in the bottom. And I just want you to look at this splat. And I'm just hoping the camera doesn't always pick things up, but you can see the multiple different tones in there. And then we've got some little splats that I'm gonna pop down, kind of at an angle all the way down. And then, ooh, my happy birthday's fallen off. I need to clean that actually. Just do that. I haven't yet decided which way round I'm going with my layers. It's going to be one of those conversations again, which is, am I going this way? Or am I going this way? I think we're going this way. So let's move that out of the way. So here's another new product. Anne's saying she loves a splat. Oh, Karen's already bought some. Fantastic. So these, really pretty. What are they called? Brushed metallic adhesive backed dots. They're very cool. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use those yet, but look at these. So that is the leaf cut in gold. That's it cut in mermaid paper. And that's cut in rose gold. So beautiful. So I think I hadn't decided. Oh. I'm sorry. There's a bit of a glitch there. I'm hoping that it's carrying on okay. Let me just put a glitch. Should have restarted. Hopefully. Okay, so yeah, haven't quite decided how how I'm going to put these together. So I might just tie them up. What do we think? Right, okay. So Stella's loving the leaves, and actually that works better. The gold works better over the top there. So we'll put the little one down here, and then we'll tuck that one in there like that. So we've actually got 3 leaves. I'm playing around with this and I'm still not sure. So you're going to have to bear with me for a moment while I just potentially have a little redesign here. It's better. It was too dark underneath. What do we think? What do we think? So I'm just going to chop that one down a bit. I'm dancing around with this, and you know, I'm still sometimes I am absolutely convinced of a design, and then when I actually get there, it just doesn't work. Yeah, I've got lots of people saying the second one. Thank you, guys. Okay, so what I do need to do though is put a sentiment on here. So I'm going to pop the sentiment down there at the bottom. There we go. And then we can just put a little bit of glue down the center. So what I'm purposely doing here is I'm curving up these leaves. I don't want there to be glue on the whole thing. I want dimension here. And then I'm just going to snip that off. Kathy's saying maybe just one leaf. Yeah, I'm committed now. I'm committed to 3. So let me just nestle that one in there. There we go. Put a little bit more glue down there. Janet's saying that's looking much better. Good. And then that one is going to go just there. Okay, much happy with that. Right, so the question is, now that way around, I think it'll probably have to go the other way actually. Yeah. There we go. We did it, team, we did it. I haven't got too much Tombow on my fingers. There we go. So, there we go. So I know pink and purple isn't exactly a colour combination that you would normally go with for a leaf card, but I think it looks kind of cute. I hope you do too. Let me just fold that down, move my stamps out of the way a bit. There we go. Actually, I can move those completely out of the way. Much tidier now. I can bring all the cards in. But before I come and do tomorrow's live, I need to get the glue off my desk because stuff is sticking to it. So there is card number 3. There is card number 1. And there is card number 2. So completely different color combinations, different skills. So you've got stamping and dry embossing, you've got die cutting and splatting with your acrylic blocks, and then obviously here with the die cut leaves and so on. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. Do please subscribe whether you're on YouTube or my blog or Facebook. So Facebook, it's called follow. And on YouTube, if you click subscribe and then the bell for notifications. And then on my blog, you just pop in your email address and I will send you email updates. All the products that you've seen used today, you can purchase in my online store, and I will put clickable links up in all those places, Facebook, YouTube, and my blog, so that you can shop with me. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I hope you have the rest of Wednesday is good for you, and I will be back here at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and I hope that I will see you then. Kathy's saying she loves leaves, so guess what she's going to be ordering? That's awesome. Thank you so much. I will see you all again tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.